Blantyre Victoria Football Club, also known as the Vics, are a junior football club here in Scotland. Remember, junior football isn't about the age of the players, it is a tier, it is a level just below kind of tiers 5 and 6. So it's a non-league level of football here in Scotland. It's a good level of football with a lot of history and tradition. There are cup and league competitions at this level that are over 100 years old. And look at that, the tradition of this place. To play at this level of football is a big achievement and something to be proud of. But this club is steeped in history, and their story will amaze you. Welcome to the Legend Factory. So, as you can see, I'm currently walking on one of the most legendary football pitches in all of Scotland, and let me tell you why. So, let's just go have a look at the goal. Great to be on a football pitch here, the home of Blantyre Victoria. As I said earlier in the video, in my intro, this is the Legend Factory. There are some massive players who have come through at this very football club. I am currently stood in the penalty box. A penalty box that would have been defended for a couple of years by a man that most of you will have heard of. All the Scottish football fans out there who watch my videos will definitely have heard of the player who played his first professional or senior games here at Blantyre Victoria. Only one man in history has captained a Scottish football team to become European champions. That man is Billy McNeill, Celtic's legendary captain. He didn't just lift the European Cup with Celtic, he also won 9 league titles as a player, 4 as manager, 7 cups as a player, and 3 as manager. 6 league cups as a player, and 1 as manager. And it's that man who started his career here, who probably, where I'm stood right now, will have headed away a few corners, defended a few attackers running through. Cannot believe I am stood on the grass where Billy McNeill played his first ever senior football matches. Amazing. Yes, Blantyre Victoria, this small junior club. Again, remember, junior football isn't about the age of the players, it's the level of football. This very club here, the pitch that I stand on, produced one of Scotland's greatest ever players. And he played here in the 1950s. But that isn't the only reason I call this place the Legend Factory. Let me tell you a little bit more about some of the people who have come through here as players. And you can see here from some of the work that is going on, they're currently renovating the stadium, having some drainage, new drainage system put in. So yeah, even with the current state of Scottish clubs and small Scottish clubs, it's good to see that they're getting the financial support here from sponsors to be able to do stuff like, yeah, renovate the pitch and stuff. But let me just sit in the away dugout and tell you a little bit more about some of the legends that have come through at this club. So yeah, I'm sat in a dugout, and dugouts are where managers would sit and bark orders at their team. Speaking of managers, one of the greatest managers of Scottish football history. Actually, before I tell you who it is, there are so many Scottish football managers who have defied how good managers can be. You look in the history books, you go on Football Manager and you go into the World Hall of Fame, you'll see so many Scottish names. But let's just look at it for a moment. You've got Dalglish, you've got Busby, you've got Sir Alex Ferguson, you've got Shankly, you've got Bill Struth, you've got Jock Stein. Now I'm sure there's some in there that I've missed out. Jim McLean of Dundee United. there are some amazing Scottish managers. I don't know what it is about Scottish people, but they do seem to make some amazing football managers. And let me just tell you about why this is significant to this place. Well, much like Billy McNeill being the only captain of a European Cup winning team in Scotland, there is only one man who has managed a team who have gone on to win the European Cup who have been from Scotland. That man is, of course, Jock Stein. There have been Scottish managers who have won the European Cup but with clubs not from Scotland, but the one man to have won it with a Scottish club is Jock Stein. He managed the legendary Lisbon Lions, and the team that Billy McNeill played in, Jock Stein managed. And yeah, you probably won't believe this, but he also started his playing career here at Blantyre Victoria. Without the Vics, as they're also known, this team here, would there be a Scottish European champion? Maybe not. They did, of course, produce the captain and manager of the European Cup winning team of 1967. So yeah, that is pretty amazing in itself. Imagine that of today, a small team like this one here. Think of your local team and imagine that Scott Brown and Neil Lennon both came through there, and that this season Celtic won the European Cup, or the Champions League as it's now known. It probably wouldn't happen in this day and age, sadly, but it just shows the roots in which these clubs here have in Scottish football, and the folklore and the history. And it isn't just all about the big clubs. It's not just all about Celtic and Rangers. Without this club here, Celtic may not have had their greatest ever night, and thus be one of the big old firm teams now, potentially. I mean, they might still be, even without being the Lisbon Lions. They were successful before that, but yeah, a lot of people think of Scottish football and think of Rangers and Celtic, and while yes, they are the two biggest teams, without places like this, would they be as successful? Probably not. But yeah, back to the 1940s, and Jock Stein was a coal miner, and while he was mining coal, he would also play here at weekends for the club. He was exempt from going to the war, as coal mining was a reserved occupation. So yeah, he didn't need to go and fight, as obviously the country still needed coal mining in the time that most men of his age would have been out fighting. This meant that he could play whilst he wasn't mining, and he did so for 2 years here at Blantyre Victoria FC until 1942, when he joined Albion Rovers. So yeah, here you go, sitting in the legendary dugout. Obviously he wasn't manager here at that time, Jock Stein, he was a player, but I am now setting foot on the pitch at which Jock Stein, European Cup winning manager, and Billy McNeill, European Cup winning captain, started playing football. This place is legendary, and more people need to know about it. So there you go, share this around, and remember to like this video, it'll mean more people can see it. Cheers. And not just those two, but if you've ever seen the famous game between AC Milan and Tottenham at the San Siro, where Gattuso throttled Harry Redknapp's assistant, that man is Joe Jordan, and he also started his career here as well. He's played, managed, and been assistant manager at a whole host of massive clubs, and yeah, he's another player who was rock solid, but also started his career here at Blantyre Victoria to add to the list of legends that have come through here. Oh, look at this. How has the weather been this good in Scotland lately? I actually don't understand. I need to put some sunglasses on, man. God, I'm blinded by the sun. Look at that. Can barely open my eyes. But yes, I'm about to just leave the home of Blantyre Victoria Football Club. And what a club they are. I've just explained a few of the legends that play here, who have played here, sorry. Look at that. There you go. If you want to come and see some football where legends are made, then this is the place to come once restrictions are lifted. Please do remember to like this video, comment below if you've ever been here, and if you want me to go to new clubs, do let me know below. Subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you so much for watching. From the Legend Factory, goodbye.